Coach Wes Johnson joining us. Coach,
Hear me? Can you
I
hear me?
got you now. We got you now, Coach. How
All
you
right.
been doing, Coach?
Hey, you've been doing
Henry Clay
good.
with a
Missed you
big
guys. Missed you
touchdown there,
guys.
real quick. Yes, sir. I wanted to come out there, but it's rain today. I had planned to come out there and check you guys out. Just kind of, I think this is what your fourth, fifth year
Fifth
here,
year now. Fifth year.
fifth year.
Yep.
So, kind of tell us about the team going into your fifth year, Coach.
Well, we've got a really, I think, one of our best teams, possibly. We have a lot of depth all the way around in our skill positions, and we have a really talented offensive line. I know we lost the Turley brothers, but we've got some good young guys that have been stepping up for us and played a little bit last year, and those guys really have tremendous upside. Moses Mafuta, Ethan Hampton, a couple of those guys. And, Niall Bailey is going to step in really good for us. He was a defensive lineman for us last year. He'll play a little bit of both, but he'll start at tackle for us. Obviously, we return Colton Turner, who's a 4-year starter, and Kendall Wills is a 3-year starter. So we've got pieces. We've got a deep receiving core, and we're tall and big. Jacoby Biggerstaff is 6'2", and Trey Berry's 6'3". Both of them with big bodies. Got Noah Chapman inside. New kid coming over, Jaden Commodore, adds some speed and shiftiness at our slot receiver. He's kind of like a little Cole Beasley out there, And then, we've got, at running back, we did lose Justin Baube for the year with an ACL tear. But Cole Colony, who was our quarterback last year, is going to be a nice fit right there. Jose Kazadi will go in with Ethan Teal as our starter on day one. But we can play 2 quarterbacks for sure. So offensively, I really like what we can do. We're, I think maybe one of the deepest, most explosive teams we can have. And then defensively, I really think we're super athletic all the way around. We have a lot of starters back. We're anchored by Mason Hazlett, who's the 5th-year middle linebacker for us. He's the one that reclassified his junior year and did that over again. And he was an all-city linebacker last year. And so we've got some pieces on defense that I think we can be pretty good. Last year we were big up front. This year we're going to be just more athletic up front. So I think that changes us a little bit. But I really like our group and our team.
Look, Coach, man, good to talk to you again. I know we just talked about it earlier. Man, how well you've done with this program in such a little time to make it so competitive. I think 2 years before you, they may have had 1 win, and 1 year no wins. So you turn this team into a powerhouse. Unfortunately, you beat my defenders 2 years in a row, not outside the playoffs.
Unfortunately.
We ain't gonna talk about that, Coach. We're gonna let that go. But I just love the way you've done it. You've done it the right way. I think you've done it. I don't think you get the credit you need to get for what you've done over there, Coach. So hats off to you. So how do you keep building on this momentum with this team and this program?
Well, and we talk about this every year. We have stones that we are just building on, but at the same time, each senior class is leaving legacies. We've talked about our senior class this year, that they're probably the winningest senior class to maybe ever come through Dunbar. They've won 2 district titles. We've got a chance to win 3. Dunbar's never won 3 in a row. We've been to a Semi-State. We've been to 2 regional championship games. We're putting the wins together, but of course this team knows, and this senior class knows that they haven't. They're 0-0, and so we kind of talk about the fact that, hey, every year I've got to prove I can coach, and they've got to prove they can play, and we've got to go back out and really kind of, establish ourselves again and start with a blank slate. None of those wins, none of that stuff in the past carries over, this year. But the winning attitude does. The winning attitude does carry over. The work ethic that these guys have put in and have for the winter, and and everything has carried over. They understand what it takes to keep it going, and I think that's been the biggest source of pride for me is that our kids are workers. And when I first got to Dunbar, our twos and threes maybe took a deep dive. Now our twos and threes are very competitive with our ones. So I think we've got a little bit of depth.
Okay, Coach. Now, who you got this week? Tomorrow, who you guys scrimmaging?
So we scrimmage Mercer County. So we're at Mercer. Get to go over to Coach Yeast, and you know, we always actually, Mercer was our scrimmage every year. It was our warm up scrimmage, but the last 2 years we were unable to go there because of COVID. So we haven't really played them in a couple of years, though. They're our mainstay as our second scrimmage.
Okay.
So we'll play at Mercer tomorrow. Excited about that and see what we have. We're obviously had a great scrimmage last week. We had a 3-4-way scrimmage with Franklin County and Southwestern and Oldham County, and really we're very pleased with how that turned out in all three of those matchups that we had. So that really is exciting for us, and I left that scrimmage very encouraged about what we can possibly bring. But we do have a tough schedule to begin with.
Yes, you do.
We have Murderers Row coming out of the gate. So if we can just get through healthy, we're going to be a better team at the end of the season than we are at the beginning. And I think that's been pretty proven throughout my career at Dunbar.
Touchdown, Corbin.
All right, Coach. Now, just going into this scrimmage against Mercer County, what are you looking to see out of your team? What that you would consider to be a successful scrimmage for your guys?
I'm looking for some consistency. I'm looking for us to come out of the gate strong and fast. It's going to be a really fun environment. Mercer is one of those like Woodford or Madison Central. It's going to be packed house. They really support their football there. It's Coach Yeast's first kind of home game, so to speak. So I know they're going to be juiced up for that. And that's the kind of environment I really want our guys to thrive in. I thought last year sometimes we let it rattle us, and I'm looking for us this year to start strong and power through the energy that being on the road brings the other team, and we have to match that. So I'm looking for us to bring some energy tomorrow. I'm looking for us to come out of the gate fast and play fast the entire game, and we're playing a half of starters, and then we kind of go into some backups and JV. So play a good half of football, get out of there injury free.
Okay, Coach. And just remind people about the beginning of the schedule. You open up with East Jessamine, Madison Central, Woodford County, Frederick Douglass, and Scott County, Coach.
Yeah, and then we got to go to Russell.
Kind of taking a tour of who's who and could be at Kroger to start the season off, Coach.
That's right. Well, I was listening to McPeak, before I got on, and he was talking about playing St. X and about how that exposes things that you need to work on. And, the fortunate thing for us is, Woodford County is in 5A, Douglas is in 5A, Scott County is in 5A. We don't have to worry about them in the playoffs. Yeah. We don't need to fool with them again. Madison Central, obviously, we matched up with twice last year. Our first game with them, we were very competitive and really, it was a very close game, had a chance to win it at the end. Our second game, we went in with a whole lot of injuries. Out of my 5 linebackers, I only had 1 starter available for that game. And obviously with the run game Madison Central had, that really hurt us. So, we may face them again, obviously, as we pair up with our sister district in this year's playoffs. But the others, it's a bunch of scrimmages until we get to the district. And really, I always tell my guys, last year Belfry started, I think, 0-6 and then won the state championship. So you can't get caught up too much in the wins and losses at the beginning. You can have wins and takeaways, even in losses. And, especially when 2 out of the 3 we're playing were in the state semis or the championship game last year. I mean, you know, we're not dodging anybody, that's for sure. So
yes, sir. All right, Coach. Well, Coach Bew left us. Well, we just wanted to check in and see what was going on with Dunbar, Coach. We'll definitely catch up with you this season. We want to wish you the best of luck and
thank you.
have a good scrimmage tomorrow, Coach.
Hey, appreciate you having me on. Love it as always.